Alright, y'all, let's keep it a buck. Signature moves are what separate the legends from everybody else in NBA history. These aren't just fancy highlights, nah. These are the moves that built careers, broke ankles, and straight up changed the game forever. I'm talking about moves so nasty that defenders had nightmares about him. So without further ado, let's run it back and count down the top 10 most iconic signature moves in NBA history. Buckle up, it's gonna be a ride. Kicking things off at number 10, we got Rajon Rondo and his behind the back fake pass. Now look, this move didn't start with Rondo, but he's the dude who made it his whole personality on the court. Rondo was always out here playing chess while everyone else was playing checkers, and this move is basically the cheat code that summed up his entire game. The reason it worked so well. Homie had massive hands and a wingspan that looked like something out of a documentary. When he reached all the way behind his back, it was so convincing that even savvy defenders got caught slipping. And here's the thing, because Rondo was ACTULY an elite passer, you couldn't just sleep on it. You had to respect the pass, even when you knew the fake was coming. That's big brain energy right there. Other guys like Ben Simmons have since jacked Rondo's style, but nobody ran it quite like the original. Coming in at number 9, we got Manu Ginobili in the Eurostep. Real talk, the Eurostep existed before Manu, but this dude took it to another level and put the whole NBA on notice. He made it look so smooth, so filthy, that every player in the league started adding it to their bag. Nowadays, you got Giannis doing it with his 7-foot frame, and it's basically a cheat code. But none of that happens without Ginobili paving the way. In his prime, Manu was that dude. He played flashy, played loose, played like he had zero fear. And the Eurostep fit his vibe perfectly. It let him dodge defenders without picking up an offensive fall. And when a big man jumped to contest, Manu just glided right around him for the easy bucket. It's wild how universal the move has become, but let's be fair, nobody made it look as cold as Manu Ginobili. The man was a problem. At number 8, we're talking about the GU8 of passers, Magic Johnson and that butter-smooth no-look pass. In the 1980s, the Showtime Lakers were the most must-watch squad the NBA had ever seen, and none of that happens without Magic pulling strings like a maestro. His no-look pass wasn't just one move, it came in like 50 different flavors, and every single one of them was straight disrespectful to whoever was on defense. The man's creativity was on another level. Pete Maravich might be the only other dude in the conversation, but Magic, he had the whole package. His passes didn't just fool defenders, they had his OWN teammates bugging out sometimes. That's how unpredictable he was. And here's a bonus cheat code. Magic was a legit 6-foot, 9-point guard. He could literally see OVR the defense and hit spots that a normal-sized point guard couldn't even dream of. Greatest point guard of all time, no cap. That title isn't going anywhere. Number 7 goes to the man who literally rewired how the whole NBA thinks about offense. Steph Curry and those absolutely insane logo threes. Bro changed the game. Full stop. We're living in a 3-point era right now where teams are launching 35, 40% of their shots from deep, and a massive chunk of that is because of what Curry and the Warriors did. Steph is out here pulling up from 25, 28, even 30 feet like it's a layup drill. And the crazy part? He McKessed them consistently. In his 2015-16 season, arguably the greatest individual shooting season in NBA history, he shot 67% from beyond 28 feet. That's not normal. That's not human. The sample size was around 50 shots too, so it ain't no fluke. Defenders can't even guard him at that distance without getting cooked on the pick and roll. His gravity alone changes everything about how defenses have to operate. Dame Lillard caught the wave too. But Steph started the fire. Number 6 is Tim Duncan's bank shot, aka the big fundamentals calling card. Duncan was never flashy. He wasn't out here trying to dunk on somebody's head or drop a crossover for the highlight reel. Nah, Tim was different. He mastered the basics so completely that he made them look exotic. The bank shot was the foundation of his game. Consistent, reliable, and nearly impossible to stop. Off the glass, mid-range, game on the line. Bet Tim was gonna knock it down. It's the kind of move that sounds boring on paper, but becomes legendary when you do it at an elite level for 20 years straight. Pure fundamentals, done right, are undefeated, and Tim Duncan proved that. Pulling up at number 5 is LeBron James and the most terrifying defensive play in modern NBA history. The chase, down block. LeBron's got a whole highlight reel full of signature moves, but this one hits different. The defining moment came in Game 7 of the 2016 Finals. Iguodala had the fast break, looked like a sure layup, and then out of nowhere, LeBron came from behind like some kind of superhero and pinned that ball against the glass. The building went absolutely crazy, and it helped swing the whole series. What makes this move so scary is the psychological effect it has on the entire opposing team. Every time somebody gets a steal and takes off the other way, they gotta be looking over their shoulder for LeBron. If you don't go upstairs, he's sending that joint into the third row. Tayshaun Prince had a famous one back in the day too, but nobody, and I mean nobody, does it as consistently or as ferociously as LeBron. The fact that he's still doing it in his 40s is honestly disrespectful to the laws of aging. Number 4 belongs to the answer. Allen Iverson and that lethal ankle-shattering crossover. AI might just be the most influential player since the year 2000. He didn't just play the game differently. He showed a whole generation of kids that you could do it your way, with your own style, and still be the coldest dude on the floor. His two most iconic highlights, crossing up Michael Jordan as a rookie and stepping over Tyronn Lue after icing him in the finals. And what did both moments have in common? That crossover. It inspired millions of kids to go out in their driveways and try to copy it. Tim Hardaway came out and said AI was carrying the ball every time he did it. And honestly, he had a point. Dude bent the rules a little. But refs weren't calling it, so what you gonna do? The crossover changed basketball culture forever, and Iverson is the one who brought it to the mainstream and paved the way for the combo guards we see running the league today. At number 3, we're not talking about just one guy, we're talking about the fadeaway and the 3 legends who turned it into pure art. First up is Dirk Nowitzki and that one-legged fadeaway. Bro, that shot is flat, out unguardable. When you're a 7-footer already shooting over everybody, and then you stick a leg out to create even more space. What is a defender supposed to do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Dirk gets a high percentage look every single time because the defender might as well not even be there. It's criminal, honestly. Then you got the MJ and Kobe version, a little different but equally deadly. Their fadeaway wasn't about pure height, it was about elite footwork and ridiculous elevation. A shoulder turn, a quick move out of the post, a fadeaway jumper that looks impossible and goes in anyway. Mid-range fadeaways are technically inefficient. Coaches today will bench you for taking one. But when MJ or Kobe pulled it off, it was straight up poetry in motion. Kobe especially made a whole career out of taking the hardest shot possible and making it look routine. Cold-blooded. The runner-up spot. Number 2 goes to Hakeem Olajuwon and the legendary Dream Shake. If you want to talk about the single most mesmerizing post-move in basketball history, this is it. Nobody, and I mean why, has ever dominated in the paint the way Hakeem did. His most iconic display came in the 1995 Western Conference Finals against David Robinson. Robinson had just won the MVP trophy. Hakeem gave him a whole different kind of award. A front row seat to getting cooked for 6 straight games. Hakeem put up 35 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, and over 4 blocks per game in that series. It was a masterclass. What made the Dream Shake so deadly was the combination of Hakeem's footwork and instinct, which, fun fact, came from his background playing soccer. He applied those soccer player foot skills to basketball and created something that simply cannot be taught. Superstars from all eras have gone to Hakeem for post-move training, but the Dream Shake itself, that was God-given. We will never see another Hakeem Olajuwon. And at number 1, the most iconic, most unguardable, most legendary signature move in the history of basketball. It's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's skyhook, the move that defined the career of the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. It looks almost too simple when you watch it. And yet nobody, not in 60 years of watching the greatest athletes on the planet, has ever been able to replicate it. Why? First off, Kareem was massive, listed at 7'2", and that was probably without shoes. The dude was likely closer to 7'3" or 7'4" by today's standards. But his size isn't even the main thing. What made the skyhook different from every other hook shot in the league was how he released it. Most players power their hook through their arm. Kareem did it with his wrist, almost like a regular jump shot, which gave him ridiculous control and consistency. He barely moved, barely jumped. He'd lift his leg slightly, focus on that wrist snap, and the ball would sail perfectly off the glass or through the net. Defenders had zero shot at blocking it. You couldn't reach it. You couldn't contest it. It was over before it started. Guys have tried to bring the skyhook back in recent years, but what comes out is some running floater thing that doesn't even come close. Playing in the post is a lost art as it is, but mastering the actual skyhook, that died with Kareem. The most unguardable shot in NBA history, and nobody's coming for that crown anytime soon. And that's a wrap, fellas! Those are my top 10 most iconic signature moves in NBA history. Before I dip, gotta give some love to the honorable mentions: George Gervin's silky finger roll, Tim Hardaway's original 2-step crossover, James Harden's step back 3, Pistol Pete Maravich's elbow pass, Jason Williams' elbow pass, shout out White Chocolate, and of course, Kevin Garnett blocking shots after the whistle just to let everybody know what time it is. If you enjoyed this one, you already know what to do. I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.